Welcome back. You're doing good. Hold on, we're gonna get through this. In our last training session, we actually went over some of the procedures that Dr. Melly does as far as the bread and butter of our company, our Botox, our fillers, and our photo rejuvenations. We want you to be the most familiar with those procedures, but we have some other procedures as well that are going to be home run hitters in our office, and that we want to make sure that every patient knows that we have, knows that we perform the procedure, and offer them to every patient that we that walks through the door. So I'm going to move into some of the techniques that obviously our physician still does, but she would like to hand off to her laser technicians if at all possible, because these are more time consuming procedures, and we want to really keep her in her injectable room, doing the less amount of time with a higher dollar amount behind it. So keep that in mind when you're booking. We always want our physician to be doing what can bring the most revenue to the company, and plus what she's the most passionate about. You'll see in this industry that there's a high volume of people doing the exact same things. There's medical spas almost on every corner now, but we like to differentiate ourselves as being the best. And how we do that is by keeping our physician busy doing what she loves to do the most, and that is our fillers, our injectables. So when we're booking, always keep that in mind. If we can move a service to a laser technician who's perfectly capable of doing the same service to allow our physician to be able to do what she does best, then absolutely we need to do that. Moving into techniques that our laser technicians and our certified licensed estheticians are able to do, I'm going to talk about permanent hair reduction, because permanent hair reduction is a very, very big part of our business. And keep it at that. It's permanent hair reduction. We call it permanent hair reduction for a reason. You'll hear permanent hair removal. We want to make sure our patients know that it's possible that, let me back up. I want to make sure our staff knows that it's very possible that the hair will never completely all be gone, but it will absolutely be reduced, and mostly into the point that you have no more. So we don't want to, our philosophy is to under promise, over deliver. We never want to over promise and under deliver, because then we have unsatisfaction. But if we can tell you that we can reduce your hair to the point that that patient's much more comfortable, and we actually get it to the point where there's no more hair, then we've got an even more excited and more pumped up patient to talk about what their experience was here. So permanent hair reduction is something that we do, and that's something that we do on every part of the body. We used to kind of have a slogan, if you dare to bear it, we'll buff it. So we want to keep that in mind, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. If you have unwanted hair and it's dark and you're a good candidate, then we absolutely can take care of you. The nice thing that I've mentioned in previous videos is that we are a facility that has several lasers on site. And that's on a daily basis. It's not something that we have to have lasers come in. We don't have to rent them. We actually have them here on site in our facility. So the nice thing is that we can do all skin types with our laser permanent hair reduction. When I say all skin types, I'm talking about the different degrees of color. You've got your fair skin all the way to your dark skin. So we want to make sure that that particular skin type knows they're safe to be lasered at our facility. Hair removal is such a very, very good procedure to push, because number one, it's repeat business. You need a series of hair removal. You have to come in and actually have the hair grows in different cycles. So we need to see that patient multiple times. We started basically telling a patient a minimum of 5 treatments to have your best result. And then that's going to be followed up with touch-up treatments. So you have to know you're going to have a price set for the 5 treatments. And then once you hit 6 and beyond, you're going to be in touch-ups. And those touch-ups will carry them through from the day that they start until we have no more hair left. So you're seeing the multiple procedures, the multiple visits, which allows them to take part in multiple services. So we want to always push hair removal and, hair reduction as a whole to every patient that we have. You'll see some of our coatings are shortened. So permanent hair reduction, we call that PHR in our staff talk when you talk with other staff members. We'll talk about PHR. Which area? Did we do PHR on the upper lip? Did we do the chin? Did we do the back? So get yourself familiarized with that particular acronym for permanent hair reduction. Permanent hair reduction prices you'll see in your price guide is going to range you anywhere from $32 up to $550. Our $32 is coming into your touch-up pricings. $32 would be like a touch-up of your the unibrow. $38 would be a touch-up of the upper lip. The upper lip starts out at $95 for those first 5, and then your touch-ups as you continue move to $38. So that's for the upper lip. We have an intensive, extensive, I should say, pricing guide that's going to list every single. This is kind of your basic. This tells you from what to what. This is what we give patients. This is what they see. And then behind the scenes in the background, we have our pricing guide, which is going to tell you each individual area, what a package is going to cost, what their touch-up treatments are going to cost, and it's going to kind of be your lifeline as far as when you have a consultation, or what I should say more or less over the phone. The therapists, the estheticians, the laser technicians, the physician, we all have individual consultations that are actually scheduled through our system, but you're the first person sometimes that they're actually going to talk to on the phone. One thing that we pride ourselves on is our greeting. We say, it's a bright day at the Laser Institute of Pinehurst. This is so-and-so. How may I help you? We want to get that initial, you always hear the slogan, you only have one chance to make a good first impression. Well, you as an office administrator or an office staff member or as basically a team member of the Laser Institute of Pinehurst will be on the phone. You will answer the phone. You will talk to these patients. You will be the inviting force that gets them through that door. So with that said, you need to make sure that you are familiar and you have an easier way to talk to them. So with the permanent hair reduction being a very, very key procedure that we do here, you will have that, you'll have lots of questions about that, and we want to make sure that you have the answers. So you've got your guide, you've got their pricing guide that they'll see, and then you've got our pricing guide where you can break it down into each individual price for each individual area. Permanent hair reduction is a big topic, so we're going to stop, we'll stop this section with the permanent hair reduction. In our next section, move on to other procedures that our laser technicians perform.